Okay, so we have got playtest number 2 for you guys. I mean, I've tested a lot behind the scenes with like my brother and my friends, and it's been going really, really well. And I have actually finished both these decks as of right now. They are both done and ready to be printed as long as like the game still works. So we're gonna playtest this in front of you guys in both the decks. These aren't the finished versions. They've got some imperfections which I've rebalanced out. But the cards are good enough that I can use them to show you guys how the game works again. And yeah, let's get started. So we've got Tidal Hurricane versus Infernal Calamity. Now, the fun thing is that when I playtest this with my friends and stuff, the balancing on the decks, I think it pretty much is like 50-50. I think there's a few times where if I use a deck, it normally wins. That's because I know the game better. But like just in general, the back and forth is really, really good, which I really, really like. So yeah, we'll see who wins today. I think on the last playtest you guys saw, I think Infernal Calamity won. I think it got a comeback. But yeah, let's see who wins today. Also, if you want this full video like unedited or like, I mean, it won't be completely unedited, but pretty much the whole version is over on Patreon. But yeah, this YouTube version hopefully won't be an hour like last time. And if it is, then enjoy. But yeah, the Patreon will have the full version if you guys want to see any of that. So let's start. So we'll start by putting our cards to one side, the ones we don't use on the arena yet. And we've got the 4 shrines. And actually, I've updated it so you get 2 of every shrine each deck. So you'll get 2 Kraken's Reef, you'll get 2 Hawk's Nest, and 2 Phantom Knight. Now, thanks to feedback, this is now the HP bar, which is 8, but actually it's 6 now because it fits well with the dice. Because when you're playing on the arena, you can just have a health bar like that. So this is now your health bar, so you can just turn that, and it makes it so much easier to count it. Don't need any paper or anything like that. So that's really, really good. So let's choose to do, let's do 1 of each as always. We'll just do 1 of every shrine. It's gonna be so cool to see these cards like finally done, and then have them be printed out. I can't wait for that. So we won't use this one, we'll put it to the side. And then let's shuffle this deck. I'll shuffle it off screen because if you guys saw the setup, I think I took a video of it before I started, and I'll try and put it into this video. But the camera's currently on a chair, like on a chair. Back is definitely not the most glamorous thing, but I tried to get better quality because last time the phone was like, I mean, this is pretty close to my hands, the field, so you might not be able to see everything, but the phone was so high up that when you zoomed in to crop it, the quality was just so bad. So we don't want that again. So we'll shuffle, and then we'll put the deck down there. Same with this one, we'll put the Grand Garden aside, and we'll just have 3 of 1 of every shrine of the 3. So let's see, I'm looking at the camera right now, see if I can get everything in view. That looks pretty good. Again, apologies if anything's out of the arena, but I'm sure you guys will get the idea. And if you watch the last playtest, then you know how the game works. It's just a case of now how it's updated, how it's more streamlined and better, which is nice because we don't want any game that takes forever to play. Again, I'm playing by myself, so it will take a bit longer because I have to like pick up my own stuff and talk through you guys. But if you're just sitting down and playing the game, hopefully it shouldn't be too long. So let's move these a bit closer. So we will need 1 space here for a card. So we can have these actually even a little bit closer, because you need the back spot for your Grown Guardian. Okay, there we go. So what you'd normally do when you start, I mean, I'm not going to do it now because it's easier for you guys to see what's going on, but you would start with these face down, so your opponent and you cannot see what shrine you've chosen. And then when the game starts, when you both roll a dice to see who starts, which, okay, we'll do that on camera. We'll try and get that on camera. Okay, so red, Infernal Calamity, higher, so they will start, and then you would flip it up. So, super simple. Your starter deck requires 3 dice. So you've got 6, 6, and 6, which is the HP bar of the shrines. Ignore the fact it says 8. I changed that after playtesting it because it's just easier to have it all be within like a dice range. Okay, and then you've got Phantom Knight has 6, Hawk's Nest has 6, and then the Kraken's Reef has 6. And that's all you need to keep track of the points in this game now. So no more paper, nothing like that. That's all you need is 3 dice either side, and you're good to go. I don't know if you need the Grand Guardians in view. I mean, it'd be nice for the video if they're like in view, but I don't get that. So let's start the game. So red started, so we'll draw 6 cards to start. We've increased the hand size, a lot more draw power now. And then when you do start your turn, you can draw for turn. So this is Infernal Calamity's hand, some new artworks. I know, well, not new artwork, but just from last time. not all the resource cards are just black slates now. So a lot of rank 1s, which is good. It's what we needed. We will start with, I think we'll just go with Lucky Flying Pig. And as you can see, you can go in defense or attack. We will start with him in attack, just to make it simple. And then we will use our... Did we draw a card to start? I don't think we drew a card to start. There we go. That's me talking about drawing a card to start, and I didn't actually do one. Also, some cards have been buffed to rank 2. So like Shinfu originally was rank 1. I was a bit weaker, but I needed more rank 2s, and I thought he was a good fit. So he's ranked up to rank 2 now, just some buffs for him. But then we'll activate our resource card, which will go either side of the Guardian. So one there, or one there, which is above the deck. So let's use that, and let's us draw 2 more cards from the deck. And if we did draw a fortune draw with that, we could have used it to draw 1 more card. But that looks pretty good. So that goes to the void over there. I can put it up face down or face up. It's completely up to you. I think to make it simple, we'll keep it face down so it doesn't like hinder the look of the shrines. But yeah, that's my first hand for this one. And we can just put it down here because it doesn't matter if I see my own hand, does it? Okay, and then since you can't attack on your first turn, your turn will end. Right, let's see what we've got. That's 4, 5, 6, and then draw for turn 7. Okay, all some nice ones. Okay, so Lucky Flying Pig has 200 attack. Obviously, when he's destroyed, my opponent can draw a card, which is probably why he wants him to be destroyed. That being me, I do want him to destroy him. Okay, we'll put Tidal Wave, which is a counter card. So it means we can activate it when the effect's activated, when the requirements are met. When that requirement is, if someone attacks me, I can flip this up like a trap card from Yu-Gi-Oh! And then we will play Ponpole in attack mode. Now, Ponpole's effect is, let me make sure it's in focus. When summoned, add 1 Aqua Guardian from your deck to your hand. While you control Ronin Croaking or the Great Croaking, this card can't be destroyed by battle or card effect. So since we've summoned him, we can search our deck for an Aqua Guardian. And I think I will obviously choose the one it's meant to search for, really, which is going to be Ronin Croaking. So we'll bring him to our hand. And then we won't do too much this turn. We don't want to overcomplicate anything. We need our options for later on when they've got the bigger ones out. So we will just, I think, attack with Ponpole and take out the Lucky Flying Pig. So since you got taken out, when this card is destroyed, I get to draw 2 cards. I think that's been nerfed to 1 because I think it felt too strong, but I'll keep you updated. But I drew Vortex and Counter Attack. So since I attacked, my turn now ends. Okay, so this is currently our hand. I don't know if there's a hand limit. I don't know if I remember putting in the rules. I think it might have been 10, but I will double check that after this game. But let's see what we draw. Okay, another Shinfu. So we're going to put this counter resource card face down over here, ready to use that later on. And then Ponpole's got 220 attack, and so has Spirit of the Nightingale. But we do want to have something on the field so we can upgrade. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to place 1 spirit down here, which means that she can be grown into something. And when you do that, you can also play a rank 1. Like you can still play a Guardian that turn. It's just an extra little thing. So we're going to play Spirit of Nightingale here in attack mode. Now, both got the same amount of attack, so it's not really going to benefit me doing anything right now. I think we will just... I think we'll roll the Guardian Roulette. So, what this card does, it's a new luck card, because I know some people wanted more chance cards, which is super fun. So, we roll a dice. If you roll a 1 to 6, extra summon any Guardian from your hand and stack this card under it. If you roll a 2, 3, 4, or 5, your opponent draws 3 cards and can extra summon a Guardian they use this effect. So, we're really looking for a 1 or a 6. So, the odds are against us, but you never know. We could get one. Let's see what we get. Okay, it went off the board. Let me try and get that on the board. Okay, a 5. So we didn't actually get a good effect from that card. I mean, it would have been very good to bring down our Skull Dragon, but now my opponent can draw 3 cards and extra summon a Guardian from there. And I think I will extra summon Ronin Croaking in defense mode. So that wasn't very beneficial, but you never know. It could work in our favor at some point. I can't really do much this turn, and now I've already put my Spirit of Nightingale in attack. I can't put it to defense, so she is a bit vulnerable, but I do have my counter attack face down, which obviously my opponent doesn't know about. I mean, I do, but I'm going to pretend like I don't know about it because I wouldn't know about it if it was a proper game. So since I don't want to attack anything because I need to stay alive, I'm going to just end my turn there. and let the aqua deck go. Okay, so what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to start growing something at the back as well. I think I'm going to put Pots and Panda down here, get ready to upgrade him as the game goes on. And then, since Ronin Croaking is on the field, Pompol can't be destroyed by battle or card effects, so he's pretty safe. But I do want to start getting my Ronin Croaking out, which is this one. That's the main strategy of this deck at the moment that I found while playtesting. So what I'm going to do is play Stormcaster. Now, Stormcaster, when he's played, when this card is summoned, choose one guardian your opponent controls. It is now stunned for 3 turns. I mean, it's not going to matter much because it's going to die anyway, but Nightingale's been stunned, and if something's stunned, you put it, so it's 1 turn, 2 turns, 3 turns. If there's an easy way to count, you can use a dice or you can use a counter, but if you've got nothing else, just turn the card upside down. So when a card is stunned, it cannot attack and it cannot change its battle position. It's just kind of like, I don't know, is it kind of like paralysis in Pokemon? I don't know if that's similar, but yeah, that's what it is. We don't really need to use any of these at the moment. We could use promotion to rank up into the Great Croaking, but we can do that naturally anyway, as long as my field stays as it is now. So I don't want to waste that card. So I think what we'll do is we will rank up Ponpol into Cryogon. So the important thing is now with updated rules, you can rank up a Guardian once per turn and play one once per turn. So I can rank up Cryogon and play Stormcaster. It's just you couldn't like rank up all your field or like play loads of Guardians. You have to do one of each, and you can do both. So when you rank up, you also get to draw a card, which is good feedback as like a reward for ranking up. You've got Puny Punishment, which is quite nice. So yeah, I think what we'll do is I'll move Ronin Croaking to attack, and we'll just try a bit of an onslaught on this side of the arena because I can show you how the new mechanics work. So when you're attacking, someone gave me feedback that you should be able to attack everything 3 adjacent to you. So the middle row can attack all 3 shrines, though the Cryogon, once this is destroyed, that could attack all 3 shrines. Ronin Croaking can attack this shrine, and Stormcaster can attack this shrine and this shrine, because it's like 3 adjacent, if that makes sense. So yeah, that's good feedback because it makes the game go a little bit faster and means the middle one's still your best slot, but also these 2 don't feel so useless. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have Stormcaster attack Volcanic Golem. So now it's at Volcanic Golem. Volcanic Golem will take 1 damage because that's what his rank is. And since the rank symbol is the same symbol as this 8, which should be a 6, that is equal to damage. So he would take 1 damage. Does that make sense? I feel like that makes sense. And it works way better in playtesting than like having like minus like from 500 then turning it. It just makes it go a bit more faster, and it means it's way easier to keep track of. So Ronin Croaking would then attack Stone Wyvern, and since Ronin Croaking is rank 2, Stone Wyvern takes 2 damage, so it goes down to 4. So I think that's pretty simple and self-explanatory. And then obviously when these 3 are destroyed, the Grand Guardian comes out. Now Cryogon's going to attempt to attack Spirit of Nightingale, but I'm going to flip up my counter card. So rank down or destroy the attacking Guardian if they're rank 1. So Cryogon would be ranked down and Cryogon destroyed, but Ponpol stays. But if this was used on Ponpol will be destroyed because there's nothing to rank down into, if that makes sense. And then deal 2 damage to one of your opponent's shrines. So send that to the void since it's been used. So Cryogon is destroyed, but Ponpol lives because he got ranked down. And I'll choose to do 2 damage to the Kraken's Reef. So yeah, that's really quite simple. That's pretty much like how a good turn goes. Nothing too intense. Obviously, there are combos you can do, but as of right now, I'm trying to keep this simple. So one, the video isn't too long, and also you guys can see how the new mechanics are that you guys like thought of and gave feedback to. So since I've attacked with all my Guardians, my turn will immediately end. And on to the next turn. So here we go. Let's draw. Let's hope something good. We've still got our 1 to grow at the back. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to rank up my Spirit of Nightingale. So that can come out one of my shrines been destroyed. So if any of these shrines get destroyed, I can summon this back card. I can't do it before or after. But yeah, as soon as the shrine gets destroyed, I can then choose to bring it out. And then what we can do is use one of this really good card. Destroy all Guardians on the arena. Rank 2 or higher Guardians are demoted to their previous rank if there are cards stacked beneath them, which is a really important detail because if I use this card, it will destroy everything on the arena. So, but if Ronin Croaking had something underneath them, so if Ronin Croaking had a card stacked underneath them like a rank 1, when Vortex is used, Ronin Croaking would be destroyed, but the one under it wouldn't. So you got to keep that in mind when you use these resource cards. You got to keep an eye on what the field's looking like. Like if it's not worth using, or if there's so many stacked cards that it just wouldn't really do much, then hold off. But as of right now, as you can see, nothing has been stacked. It's all simple. So in order to clear the field and get get the game back in my favor, I'm going to use Vortex, which will destroy all of these cards. And since Spirit Nightingale would have been unstunned, but she's destroyed anyway. So yeah, it obviously destroyed your field, which isn't great. But at the same time, so I put my card into a Hurricane. But at the same time, like stuff like this, you can get cards in and out so easily that destroying your own field isn't the worst thing. And it just means that your opponent doesn't always have the advantage. So, and now we'll activate Fortune Draw in the resource slot and draw 2 more cards, which are 2 very nice cards, 2 Guardians, which we like to see. I realized as well after balancing and a lot of feedback from you that the deck feels more balanced than what you draw. Like you don't just draw rank 1 constantly and just have like a weak field the whole time. So we'll play my Collision Comet down on the field, which is really, really nice. And then we'll put down this counter card, which is Drainage. So when your opponent declares an attack, negate the attack, add 2 HP to one of your shrines. So it's like a healing card, but can use it when something's attacked. And yeah, we'll end the turn by attacking with Collision Comet, which I think has an effect of send this card from your hand. Hang on, not focusing. Send this card from your hand to the void, select one of your opponent's shrines. So if this was in my hand and it had a really strong field, I couldn't get past it, I can use this to like burn damage to one of the shrines. Again, we're better off attacking because he's got a really high attack stat. No defense, so if you get him in defense mode, he's not great. But we will attack. We'll carry on going for the reef and try and take that one out first. So let's get rid of that. As of current, these shrine effects haven't had any input to the game. I haven't, not mentioned them, but at the moment they haven't been able to do anything. They will eventually, and some of these shrines I think have been changed since I redid the cards, so they are a bit more useful throughout the game. But just in this playtest, I'm going to keep the card descriptions as they are to not confuse anyone. So yeah, now I've attacked. It's time for the Hurricane deck to go. Okay, one of my new cards, which you didn't see in the last playtest, Coral Dragon, which I really like this artwork. I mean, I remember drawing it and was like, oh, that's cool artwork, nothing special. And I added the background and then kind of like enhanced it with colors and saturation and clarity and stuff, and I end up really liking it. So that's a nice new card, but it is a rank 2, so we can't use it yet. But what I think I will do is I think I will actually rank him up down here on Pots and Panda. So he's ready to go when one of the shrines is destroyed. As of currently, I don't actually have any rank 1s in my hand, which is a little bit of an issue. But I can put down my Sorcerer's Shield. So Sorcerer's Shield will have 6 HP. When that 6 HP is destroyed, you can go back to attacking. So Collision Comet has 1 attack because it's based on this stat. So you'd have to attack him 6 times. But obviously, there'll be more cards on the field. But once he does 6 damage to Sorcerer's Shield, he can then attack my field again. But yeah, that's all I can do right now. I haven't got anything in my hand that will actually be able to be played, which is a bit scary, but we will see what happens in the next turn. Okay, so Flare Wand, a new resource card that wasn't in the last playtest. Take this card. This card can only be attached to a fire or dragon. Oh wait, hang on. A fire or magic guardian. Shrines take 1 extra damage when this guardian attacks. So if this was attached to Collision Comet, which it can be because he's fire, if he attacks Kraken's Reef, it will now take 2 damage rather than 1. So there's a little buff, nothing too major, but stuff like that can really change the game. But what I think I want to do is I think I want to rank up my Collision Comet into Spitfire Serpent, which is very, very nice. So his effect is inflict 2 damage from your opponent's shrines if I remove 1 stat card, which I do want to show you how it works. So I'm actually going to do that. I'm going to attach the Flare Wand to him as well. So there we go. We've got a nice little stack. This is the first time you guys are seeing the stack, I guess, in action. So what I'm going to do is I can remove 1 of these stat cards. So when this attached card is attached to a guardian, if it's got the attached thing down there, it counts as a stat card. So you can use it with stacked abilities. So technically this card now has 2 cards stacked to it. And you can remove as many stat cards as you want per turn, unless the effect says otherwise, like once per turn. So I'm going to remove Collision Comet from the stack, which means I can now do 2 damage to one of the shrines. And again, I will do 2 damage to this shrine, which leaves it on 1. So I hope that makes sense. And what I could do is I could get rid of the wand to destroy the Kraken's Reef. But then if I do that, Coral Dragon comes out. So you've got to play it smart. But what I will do is I'll attack into Sorcerer's Shield. So 2 plus the wand is 3. So that takes 3 damage. So I hope that makes sense, the stacked ability. It's quite simple to use. It's just you got to keep an eye on the arena, make sure you're using it at the right time. So let's see what we've got. Lucky Clover. Okay, this is a new luck card. The art has been done, but again, this is just a black one for now. So flip a coin. If head, look at the top 5 cards of your deck and arrange them in any order you want and put them back. But if you get tails, your opponent can do that effect instead. So I can't currently use it because these two are on the arena, which is a bit annoying. So I actually can't use my Lucky Clover, which I did not think about just then. That's a bit of an issue. So what I really need now is I need one of my shrines to be destroyed. This is where the strategy comes in, because right now you've got this card growing in the back, and I need this card out. I need this card on the field so I can use it. So what I really want is him to destroy one of my shrines so I can get it out. So you lose the shrine, but I can turn the tide when I get my stronger Guardian out. And when I do get him out, I can then rank him up into a 3. I can rank up to 3 now, but is it worth it? He's got quite good effects, but I think... So the Great Croaking effect is when ranked up, extra summon 1 Ronin Croaking and 1 Pompole. This card can't be targeted. So I think I might actually be worth... Yeah. I think I will place him on top. I think that's probably the best thing I can do. And then just really hope, fingers crossed, that he destroys Kraken Reef next turn so that I can bring out my Croaking. So I can't do anything. My turn will end. And then we will draw a card from the Calamity deck. Oh, we've got Collision Comet. That's quite nice. Okay, I'm going to rank up my Shinfu and Skull Dragon back here because he's rank 3. So it's gone rank 1, rank 2, rank 3. And then we'll play Collision Comet to protect the Stone Wyvern because he's got less health, I think. We have got the Shrine Restoration here, which increases the HP by 4. But currently nothing's got less than like 4 damage. So it'll be a bit of a waste to use that. So we're not going to do anything. And also, I forgot when I ranked up Spitfire, you could draw a card for that. I'm not going to use it because I forgot that rule. I forgot to do that again. It's hard trying to do both games, but yeah, when you rank up, draw a card. That's a reward for ranking up. But I will actually. I'm going to use Collision Comet's effect. I'm going to go back. I'm not going to play him. I'm going to use the effect to discard him from my hand, and then when I discard him from my hand, I can do 1 damage to a shrine. So actually, that's 1 shrine gone from the fight, which does mean my opponent gets out their stacked card, their Growing Guardian, which for me is very, very good because that's what I wanted. Again, when it comes out, like the player who has the card can choose where to play it. I think I will play it in defense because he's got better defense. And when he is summoned, he gets the effect off because that's... Oh no, when he's ranked up. Wait, hang on. When ranked up, extra summon. Okay, I didn't get his effect off. I did not think about that. Okay, anyway, he's on the arena. He's a good defense for my Hawk's Nest, but since Spitfire Serpent is in the middle, he can attack any of these shrines. So I would choose to attack into the Phantom Knight. And again, because I've got the Flare Wand, that Phantom Knight will take 3 damage rather than 2 damage. So it's a very good card. You might think, oh, 1 damage is not very high. When the shrines only have 6 health, that damage adds up quickly. But yeah, since I've called my attack, my turn now ends. Okay, so, this is actually a really good draw. That's really, really nice. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have Guardian Armor. I'm going to attach it to the Great Croaking. So the Guardian Armor reduced all incoming damage by 100. So if, a Guardian opposite me has 700 attack, when they attack me, that attack will go down to 600. It doesn't decrease their attack, it just means I extra resistant to it, if that makes sense. So it means that in order to destroy his defense, which is 800, the Guardian would have to have more than 900 and like 10 attack. Because what I've done now, they've also changed the attack, so it's not like into hundreds and 50s. So you can have like 10, you can have like 510, 370. Just give me more options. I know it's a bit more confusing for people to read numbers that aren't like even or anything. But since you don't use these numbers anymore for like damage calculations on shrines, you have to math with them. It's just if that number's higher than that number, that's how it goes. So I think it's fine. I don't think it's too complicated. Again, Yu-Gi-Oh manages it quite well. Pokemon manages it quite well when you like have multiple like small numbers together. So I think it's fine. But yeah, since I can't play any of these cards, I think I'm going to use Reposition. So with Reposition, especially with the new version since I buffed it, I can swap these 2 cards on the field. So I'll take Spitfire. It's like Change of Hearts, really. That's pretty much what it is, but I like these kind of cards. So now I swap the Guardians, and it only lasts until the end of the turn, which is really, really good, because Spitfire Serpent is now my Guardian, and I will attack into Stone Wyvern with him and deal a lot of damage because he's got 3 offensive power to shrines. Now, I will then swap these back over since my turn ends. So it's a really good way of just, again, this is a really perfect situation because both sides have like a clear field. But yeah, it's good to have that just as like a savior draw. It's one of those cards when you draw, you're like, oh, thank God I draw now. I like those kind of games where it's like Yu-Gi-Oh! When you draw Monster Reborn, or you draw Change of Hearts, or you draw, I don't know, Brain Control. It's one of those draws where you get and you're like, oh, thank God I've got that card. Again, nothing I can really play right now, especially since the Sorcerer's Shield is up. But yeah, oh wait, also, I think I might have played that wrong because Sorcerer's Shield was up, so technically Spitfire Serpent couldn't do any damage to Phantom Knight, which I did not think about. So technically Sorcerer's Shield would be destroyed, and then Phantom Knight would not take any damage. So if we just rewind, it's just, I did forget Sorcerer's Shield on the field. Again, very hard managing 2 games. But yeah, so sorry about that. So Sorcerer's Shield was destroyed with his last attack before my turn, and then because it did 3 damage, and then Phantom Knight's fine. So we'll carry on with that. Just ignore it. You guys probably caught that already and know I messed up. So at least I caught myself this time. But yeah, since I attack with Spitfire Serpent, the turn ends, control goes back to him, then let's draw a card. Another flare one. So again, you can stack these, which means Spitfire Serpent, we're doing 4 damage to something, which is actually really, really, really good. So what I will do is use my Shrine Restoration, which heals 4 damage from a shrine of my choice, giving my Stone Wyvern 5 HP again. And then I think we will put down Twinferno down here. And then I think I'm going to attach another Flare one to my Spitfire Serpent. I think I'm going to keep buffing him up. And then I can use a stacked effect whenever I want to do it before I attack. But what I will do is I'm going to use Spitfire Serpent to attack Phantom Knight for 4 damage, which is very, very high. And then Twinferno shall attack Phantom Knight as well. So he's on 2, and then Twinferno attacks for another 1. So right now, the Infernal Calamity deck is actually steamrolling this deck. Again, it hasn't always been that playtesting. It hasn't been very even, but this is not the great hand to have, really. But yeah, that's crazy that he's doing so well. But yeah, I've attacked with both Guardians, so we will draw a card. Okay, this is what we want. This will change the tide of the fight. Let's... before I do that, I am going to activate Lucky Clover. So then just hope that I can get an even. So you can roll a dice to get an odd or even, or you can flip a coin. It's up to you, whatever you have nearby. So even, I can look at my top 5 cards. Odd, my opponent gets to look at the top 5 cards and arrange them. Okay, not great. So both luck cards have not played in the favor. So let's see. Let's see what the Infernal Calamity can do. So if I wanted, what I would really want is probably Promotion up next. Arena Bombardment, Runaway Deku. I'm going to put them back in this order. So again, a very broken card, like if you can get it right, but then also a very good card for your opponent if you get it wrong. But yeah, that didn't go great. So that goes to the void, and then we'll put counterattack face down. So again, once these 2 slots are filled up, you can't activate any resource cards. So it was kind of a strategy of how many counter cards you want to put face down. But right now, I need all help I can get. And just a reminder, this is face down. I cannot activate this until he attacks an aqua card. So if they attack the Great Croaking, I can use it. So what I am going to do is I'm going to bait the attack. And I'm going to put the Great Croaking face up like this into attack mode. And then I'm going to have him with his 3 rank. I think I've got to save... Oh, but I need him to attack me. Okay, I'm going to attack into Twinferno. So I'm going to show you how damage works when you attack a card. So when a Guardian destroys a Guardian, this is how damage works for Shrines. Now, the updated one. So Twinferno is rank 1. And the Great Croaking is rank 3. And a thing I did do, I was practicing for a while, which didn't actually work in the end, was like the difference in damage would be how much damage the Shrine takes. So if a rank 3 destroyed a rank 1, you would do 2 damage to the Shrine. But if a rank 1 destroys a rank 1, that doesn't even work. There is no damage. So it just means it's pointless destroying rank 1s to rank 1s. So if this destroys this, your opponent takes damage equal to their monster's rank. It just means that like if you destroy a really high rank with like a effect card, it means your opponent will take a lot of damage. So I did try both ways of like ideal damage equal to Great Croakings, but it wasn't really working. It made it feel really unbalanced and unfair. So if Great Croaking destroys Twinferno with the attack, which I will do, Twinferno will deal 1 damage to the Shrine behind it because that's what its rank is. So I hope that makes sense once again. Again, I've tried so many different things like to make this game as streamlined as possible. And again, I know the video is like half an hour, but it would have been going quicker if I wasn't talking the whole time to you guys and showing you stuff. But yeah, so if you destroy a Guardian with another Guardian whatever damage you take is equal to your Guardian's rank. So I hope that makes sense. But yeah, since Great Croaking attacked, I cannot do anything else. I will end my turn. So let's see what we've got. Promotion. So I can level up my Spitfire Serpent with promotion to get one of the bigger ones out. But he's actually doing a really good job right now, but he will not do too well next turn. But what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to leave him on the field. I'm going to attack the Phantom Knight. Obviously, they don't know this is face down. I'm going to attack Phantom Knight with Spitfire Serpent and then see if I can destroy the Phantom Knight. So on the attack, I'm going to flip up my counter attack, which again, you guys know from last time, rank down a Guardian. And since it hasn't got anything underneath it that can be ranked down to, Spitfire Serpent will just be outright destroyed. So again, you've got to keep on track that, like, if he still had Collision Comet under him, it would have been ranked down to Collision Comet. But since you used the effect with Collision Comet and then got rid of it with the stacked effect, there's nothing underneath him to be used. Obviously, you can't attack with Flare Wand, so that whole stack is destroyed, which is very, very good for the water deck because it was a very good combo. So he's attacked with his Spitfire Serpent, which means his turn now ends, which is a very good turn for me because now I've got a clear field I can attack. Again, another rank 2. I promise you there are a lot of rank 1s in here. This must be a very bad shuffle. But we're going to make it work. We will activate... Oh, I'm not sure if I want to activate it yet. But since I can't use a Great Croaking's effect, I think it's easier for me to just rank up with promotion. So I'll use my promotion effect, which ranks up any Guardian in your arena to the one higher than it from your deck. So I can look from my deck, and since Croaking's a rank 3, I can bring out my rank 4, and my only rank 4 is my Abyss Leviathan, which is a very, very cool card. I've done about maybe like 7 or 8 playtests with this deck as it is now. I've only ever brought them out once, so it's actually quite a rare opportunity. It's harder than you think to get out of the rank 4s, which as it should be. So you can switch the attack and defense of this card until the end of your next turn with a stacked effect. So I've got 4 cards stacked under here, so I can use this effect 4 times as of right now. So I could switch his attack to make his attack 1000. It doesn't really benefit me here because I'm only attacking into shrines, and when you attack into shrines, obviously uses your rank number anyway, so that doesn't matter. But yes, he's a very, very, very good card. So I will use his effect to attack into Volcanic Golem. Now, this is a really cool strategy, and I learned this when I was playtesting. So Volcanic Golem has 4 HP, right? So when I attack with Abyss Leviathan, he's going to be destroyed. But with Volcanic Golem's effect, when a Guardian inflicts damage to a shrine via direct attack, the Guardian has changed defense position. But that doesn't benefit this deck anymore because when I destroy the Volcanic Golem, he'll be able to bring out his Skull Dragon. His Skull Dragon has more attack than me. He has 720. I only have 650. So if I was to destroy a normal shrine, they would bring out this, they would attack me next turn, and I would die. But if I'm targeting Volcanic Golem, because when this card attacks this directly, I'm switched to defense mode because of that attack, which normally would be like non-beneficial because a lot of the Guardians have higher attack than defense. It'd be a good strategy for them to come in and take him out. But now he's brought out a Skull Dragon, it can't defeat me because my defense is too high, because my defense is 1050. So it's a cool strategy. It's meant to work for them, but with the right Guardian, with the right effect, and with the right stats, you can make it work for you. So yeah, I learned that when I was playing with my brother. It's a very cool strategy. It means that they can't come in and attack you because Abyss Leviathan is kind of a good counter to that one shrine. So it's quite cool. Stuff you just I didn't really think about it when I was making the card, but then when you're playing, you're like, oh, that actually really works, which I think is one of the best parts about making card games. So we have got a pretty even setup right now. This one still has a little bit less health in the shrine department, but overall we're catching up. So in my turn, because I attacked, and then we'll draw a card from the Calamity deck. So Arena Bombardment. Any Guardian your opponent controls in attack position with 400 less attack is destroyed. A very, very good card if there's other rank 1s in the field, but since there's not, it's not great right now. So what I think I'm going to do is activate my promotion on this side of the arena. Again, you know how it works. I just used it. We'll look through our deck and we'll rank up our rank 3 into the rank 4 of this deck. This is actually really cool, having the rank 4 versus the rank 4, because I didn't get to show that last time I played. So the rank 4 of this deck is the Great Storm Kaiju, which is one of my favorite cards. Again, I love Godzilla. This card is obviously based off Godzilla, so that's very, very cool. I get to use him. I don't actually think he's ever been used in a playtest, not as far as I remember, but his effect is discard 3 cards from your hand, destroy 1 Guardian on the arena. Currently, I've only got 2 cards in my hand, but since I successfully ranked up, I get to draw a card. So I technically have 3 now in this hand, which is very, very nice. Also, I forgot that when Abyss Leviathan ranked up, draw a card from this deck. Again, sorry, I'm forgetting some stuff. I've got a lot to keep track of, but I promise you it's easier when you're like sat just like looking after your cards. But yeah, so discard 3 cards in your hand, destroy 1 Guardian in the arena, and you can still attack that turn. So you can use, obviously you can use that stacked effect whenever you want, but you would have like a lot of cards in your hand, use that stacked effect loads. But maybe it's possible, depends where you are in the game when you play it. So what I think I'm going to do, so with Great Storm Kaiju and the Stone Wyvern on the field, so Stone Wyvern gives all Dragon Guardians an extra 50 attack. So he's currently at 1,040 attack, which is not higher than defense of this card. So he couldn't do anything. He can attack this shrine if he wants to, or he can use the stacked effect to destroy that card and attack another shrine. So either way, I've got a pretty good advantage here, as long as I don't mind losing these 3 cards from my hand, which, to be honest, I don't really mind losing these 3 cards from my hand if it means like this deck gets close to victory. So I'm going to use the stacked effect, and you can get rid of any, by the way, with stacked cards, you don't have to get rid of one below them, you can get rid of any of them, whichever one you think, but you got to keep in mind that if this card's destroyed, or a card like demotes into a rank, if you get rid of like Shinfu, or the weaker ones, you've got less options when it comes to ranking down. So yeah, I'm going to get rid of the Nightingale, use his effect, and destroy 1 Guardian on the arena, which is the Abyss Leviathan. So as amazing as it was to have him out in defense, the Great Storm Kaiju just is too good. But these two counter each other, so in a normal fight, like if he was played first and then this one came out for his turn, he could swap his attack and defense, which means he could attack over him. So they are balanced and stuff. It's just a case of this one came out second, which means he gets to use the effect in that way. And again, we still can't use Tidal Wave because he hasn't actually conducted an attack on a Water Guardian yet. So that card will be used. I promise you, it's been used in the past. It's completely fine. It's just this match hadn't had much attacking to the Aqua Guardians. Yeah, so that whole thing is destroyed. I'll then use my Great Storm Kaiju to, I think we'll just clear out Phantom Knight. And since I've got no stack cards back here, I can't actually do anything with them. Also, I don't remember in my rulebook, because I haven't got it with me, I don't remember if a shrine's destroyed, I think the person who had the destroyed shrine can draw a card. It's like if this shrine got destroyed, this deck draws a card. So I think that is one of the rules. I'm completely unsure right now because I haven't playtested this game in like 2 weeks, and it will write in the rule book and I can't remember what I said. But if it is the case, I'm going to draw a card for that shrine destroyed. I'm also going to draw a card for this card being destroyed. So yeah, again, the rules will be finalized and I will remember them when I'm actually playing. But I'm just going to go with the fact that if a shrine gets destroyed, the person with the destroyed shrine can draw a card, because I know that was feedback given, and I'm pretty sure I've been doing that in playtesting. So we're going to go with that. Again, we are just recapping what I remembering as I go. So we drew the Melodic Perch and the Night Mage from the 2 draws we got from ranking up and the shrine being destroyed. So this side's looking pretty good. Let's see if we can get this match back at all before the Grand Guardian comes out. So let's draw for turn since he attacked. Oh, Guardian Armor, that's quite a good one. So if you guys wondering what this shrine does, I don't know if you can see it with the camera quality. I'm assuming you can't probably read the text, but this shrine, so select 1 breeze card you control. This attack is doubled this turn, but this shrine takes 2 damage, which is, a good effect if I can get a breeze card out. But currently that's getting a little bit difficult. So what I will do is I'm going to play down the Night Mage in attack mode and use its effect. So when this card is summoned, I can bring 1 Sorcerer's Shield from my deck or Void to my hand. The only one in the deck is in the Void, so I will actually play that. I'm going to keep better track of it this time. I'm going to play my Sorcerer's Shield to protect me, because right now I need to buy time in order to get rid of the Kaiju because it's too strong. But we will find a way. We will find a way. And then I think I'm going to attach my Guardian Armor to the Night Mage to reduce any damage by 100. So we've got a strategy. Let's see if I can... I've got a strategy in my head. I'm going to see if I can play it out as I want to. Okay, so I can't attack because... Well, I can attack actually. I will attack into the Stone Wyvern to do 1 damage. Might as well get some damage off while I was sat here cowering for our life against the Great Kaiju. Okay, so the Twinferno, which is a very good draw actually. So we're going to put Twinferno here to protect the shrine, and we're going to double attack this side of the arena. So that's 4 damage, 5 damage, so Sorcerer's Shield has 1 damage left. So that is not great for us. I need to get an Aqua Guardian out so I can activate Tidal Wave, is what I need to do with this deck. Luckily, we do have an Aqua Guardian we can play. So I'm going to try and bait him into attack. Oh, I've actually got Void Rescue, but I can't use it until these 2 resource cards or one of them's gone. So I'm going to play my Melodic Perch in defense mode. Again, because this card increases all dragon guardians attack by 50, that's really, it's got 400 attack right now as a rank 1, which is so strong. So that's not an option to attack that right now, unless I use Puny Punishment. But again, cannot use that because I've got no space to use it, which is a bit of an issue. So we're going to look like we're defenseless, and we're going to turn to defense mode. And we are going to end our turn there. So I'll draw a card, which is their Night Mage, which is very, very good. And I'm going to place it back here, ready to grow. I might well start growing it back there. And then I will have the Great Storm. I'll have Twin Inferno. Oh, I don't know. He's got 1 health left, so I'm going to get Twin Inferno to attack the Sorcerer's Shield. Get rid of that, because we don't need that anymore. That's destroyed. And I'll have the Great Storm Kaiju attack the Night Mage. And sadly, the Night Mage will perish. I can't use Tidal Wave because, again, it is not a water type. So that's a bit of an issue. So let's draw a card from Tidal Hurricane and see what we've got. Okay, he's got some options here. So we've got Bubble Clouds, which is the new attachment card for the Aqua cards. This card can only be attached to an Aqua Aurora Guardian, increase attack of the attached Guardian by 200. So it's a really nice power boost. Let me just refresh what's down here. So we've got Drainage, and we've got Tidal Wave, which for some reason looks like it's in defense mode, but we'll keep those down. So we want Infernal Calamity to attack our Aqua Guardian so that it triggers Tidal Wave. That's what we're looking for. So I'm going to switch the Melodic Perch to attack mode, and then I'm going to activate Void Rescue from my hand. And this can bring back any Guardian from your Void, only your Void, and it can be any level or anything like that. But if it's like a stat card, obviously its effect won't work because it will not have anything stacked under it. So we don't really know if we want that. But we could use Coral Dragon, who's got a passive effect. So we're going to place down Coral Dragon. So when Coral Dragon attacks another dragon, its attack increases. So when this Guardian, when attacking another Draco Guardian, you can have this card gain 250 attack. If you use the effect, this card switch defense at the end of the turn, which is fine because we still want them to attack our Aqua Guardians anyway. So I'm going to attach Bubble Gloves to Coral Dragon, which gives it 200 more attack, making it 750. Which is very nice. So if it attacked Great Storm Kaiju, it would have 1000 attack with this ability. But because Stone Wyvern is on the field, it increases the attack of the Great Storm Kaiju by 50. So it actually wouldn't attack over it, which is a little bit annoying. But we can use it to attack Twin Inferno. So we'll attack Twin Inferno, take him out, dealing 1 damage to the Stone Wyvern because of his rank. So it goes down to 3. And then we'll have Melodic Perch attack into Stone Wyvern again, which does another 1 damage. So it goes down to 2. So that will end the turn, and we've got to hope that the Calamity will attack us. So let's draw a card. Okay, we've got the Infernal Seal, which is actually not too useful at this point in the game because we've got to get the Grand Guardians out anyway. So in the back row, I am going to increase my Mage into my Hat-Trick Magician, who is a rank 2, so we can go on to the rank 1, which is lovely. And then I'm going to swing with Great Storm Kaiju into Coral Dragon, which will beat it by about 50 points. But because we've got our counter card down here, Tidal Wave, your opponent, when your opponent attacks an Aqua Guardian you control, destroy the attacking Guardian. Aqua Guardians you control gain 100 attack. So the Storm Kaiju is destroyed. And then all my Aqua Guardians gain 100 attack. Again, you can use counters and stuff, or you can mentally keep track of it. It's up to you. I know like Yu-Gi-Oh! You have to mentally keep track of stuff, so I'm sure it shouldn't be too bad. So Coral Dragon now has 300 more attack. He only gains the attack boost, by the way, when he attacks into the Guardian, or if the Guardian attacks him. So the attack boost disappears once the battle is over. So we've got 300 more attack plus, so you've got 200 with the gloves and 100 with Tidal Waves, giving him 850, and then Melodic Perch has 100 extra due to Tidal Waves, giving him 380. So because this side attacked, it is now my turn over here. So I think I'm going to I think I can probably just attack. I'm going to upgrade the Melodic Perch into Ronan Croken. So he's now a rank 2. And then his effect is extra summon 1 Pond Pole from your void or deck using my stacked card. So I'll take away Melodic Perch, send him to the void, and let's bring back Pond Pole from the void. There we go. So now we've got 3 Guardians. Sadly, we can't actually... I'll put the graveyards, the voids face up now so you can see them. But yeah, I haven't really... We can attack this one actually, yeah, because of the new rules you can attack. Okay, so I'll have Pond Pole attack the Celestial Sanctum for 1 damage, and then Coral Dragon will attack the Celestial Sanctum again for 2 damage, making it 3 health, and then Ronan Croken will take out the Wyvern for 2 damage. Now, because he took out the Wyvern, out comes Hat-Trick Magician, wherever you want to place them. I'm going to put them in the middle because that seems like the best place to do it. And since the shrine got destroyed, a card is drawn from the deck. Now I've attacked with all 3 of my Guardians, so now I get to start this one's turn. Okay, so we've got Guardian Armor, a good attachment card, and Reposition to swap, which might actually be beneficial now. So I'm going to activate Reposition and swap the Coral Dragon and Hat-Trick Magician over. See, now the downside is I want to obviously get rid of this shrine, but if I attack Ronan Croken, his shrine's destroyed. So these 2, by destroying them, do nothing to the side of the field, which is a little bit annoying in Coral Dragon's case, but I don't want to keep Ronan Croken. So I can't attack Pond Pole while Ronan Croken's in play, so we're going to take him out and get rid of him using Coral Dragon, and then we shall end our turn and swap them back over. It just means that's 1 less card, and it means I can get rid of Pond Pole next time. So now he's attacked. Let's start this turn. Okay. We will play down the Night Mage, which brings to the hand the Sorcerer's Shield, if you have one, which we do. So we can bring that to hand. I don't need to use it right now. Probably save that for a better usage. And then I'm going to rank up Pond Pole into the Soaring Tanuki. Now this has a stacked effect, and I can show you that you can choose to activate one of the following effects, so only once. Deal 2 damage to one of your opponent's shrines, heal 2 damage to one of your shrines. So obviously if this card has more stacks on, you can use it as many times as you want per turn, but you can only use one of these, so you have to choose one you want to use out of the effects when you take away your stacked card. So I'm going to take away my stacked card, and I'm going to inflict 2 damage on one of the shrines, because my shrine already has max health, so that's fine. Can't believe what comeback the Aqueduct has made. It's crazy. Okay, and I will attack with Coral Dragon, taking out Hat-Trick Magician, which you would do. We can finally flip up Drainage. I was waiting for a good time to use this. So when your opponent declares an attack, negate the attack and add 2 HP to one of your shrines. So I can increase the HP of this one by 2. Now, the good thing is, for this player, is only Coral Dragon can attack over Magician, and since I'm in my battle phase, I can't put any of my Guardians to defense mode, so they're all open for attack now. And the turn ends since I attacked. So, okay, here's a nice card. Resupply, which thanks to feedback, there needs to be more draw power. This is not focusing, there we go. So draw until you have 6 cards in your hand. So let's play Resupply and activate it, and we can draw. So we've got 3 cards currently. Let's draw another 3. Lovely. Okay, send that to the void. So this is good. This is very, very good. I'll play down Runaway Deku down to that side of the arena. And I'm going to equip both my Guardian Armor to Hat-Trick Magician. And his effect, flip a coin. If heads, add 1 card from your deck to your hand. If tails, this card becomes cursed. Now, I will tell you what curse does in just a second. But let's flip a coin. So let's get rid of the Night Mage under him. So he's currently got 2 Guardian Armors, which means he's currently 200 damage resisted. So let's roll for odd or even. Okay, even. So we finally get a luck card that actually just works in our favor. So we rolled an even, which means we get to search for any card in our deck we want and add it to our hand. I think the best card would be probably Void Rescue. So we'll add that to our hand, and obviously every time you go through your deck, make sure you shuffle. Okay, And then we're going to activate Void Rescue in this slot, and let's bring a Guardian back from the Void. And I think there's only one choice really when it comes to turning the tide of this fight. Maybe at the back because I flipped it over. Let's bring down the Great Storm Kaiju. Now, annoying you can't be in the middle, but that's okay. So this might be a redemption by the Infernal deck. So any of these, we can't reuse them right now. So we shall attack Great Storm Kaiju into Coral Dragon. Actually, will that work? I think Coral Dragon will be able to out-attack him. Let me see. So he's got 7... Okay, he's got 750, which is not... Okay, so Great Storm Kaiju actually can't take him out, which is actually a bit of an issue. So... Let me check the effect of Celestial Sanctum. I don't think that's actually going to work. I think Coral Dragon might be too strong with the Bubble Gloves because he's got the 100 boost. Okay, so we'll have Hat-Trick Magician attack Soaring Tanuki, taking him out. And then Great Storm Kaiju will attack the Night Mage, taking him out. And I think Hat-Trick Magician isn't going to do too much. I should have put him into defense, but I think with the resistance, he still lives, I think. I haven't really done very good maths here. I might have calculated this wrong, and I might have caused the Infernal deck to not do too well here. So we just drew Drainage. Let's see. If I level up into level 3, I don't know if I need to do that, actually. Okay, so I'll play Drainage face down here. And then I will have Coral Dragon take out Hat-Trick Magician, yeah, because Coral Dragon has 750 and then take away 200 at 200. Well, he has 850. I confused myself. He has 850 with the gloves plus the 100 boost from Tidal Wave, and then take away 200 for the Guardian Armor, and he still has 650. So he takes out Hat-Trick Magician, which inflicts 2 damage to the Shrine, giving it 1 health remaining. So now I've attacked. I can end my turn. Okay, I don't think any of these are going to help against Coral Dragon. I'll defend my Shrine with Twinferno and Runaway Deku. And then end my turn, I guess. Okay. I think this might be what I need to win. So I'm going to play Pots and Panda down and activate Puny Punishment. And this increases attack of all rank 1 Guardian control by 300, giving him 480 attack. So he can attack Twinferno, taking him out because the defense is now weaker than my attack. So when a card is destroyed in defense mode, the Shrine takes no damage behind it. But normally their defense points are a lot weaker, so they're easier to take down for a lot of Guardians. And then Coral Dragon will attack the Shrine, and that will take it out, which means all these cards go to the, I guess, draw a card because the Shrine was destroyed. Yeah, all these cards go to the Void, and the field is cleared out, ready to summon the Grand Guardian, which is very, very cool. So since the last fight, he has been buffed. So I think he's got better stats. I think so. I'm not too sure. But yeah, so now he's in the field, and in order to get rid of him, you have to get rid of the 2,200 HP bar. Again, you can either write it down or just mentally do some maths. It's up to you. I think I can mentally do it okay. Well, normally if I'm doing if I'm dueling someone else, it's easier to keep track of one number. But I'm going to try, and if I get lost, I will, I apologize for that. But if you're keeping track, watching the video, then amazing. But yes, so the Grand Guardian comes to the field because I attacked, and now since I attacked, my turn ends. So it's down to Infernal Calamity to try and get this back. Okay, so this is a great combo. So playing the Night Mage to the arena. Also, let's keep track of this. So that's 1 turns down already in Puny Punishment. If you can see that, there we go. So when Night Mage comes to the field, again, we know from this deck that I get to add Sorcerer's Shield to my hand. Have I used it yet? I have. There we go. Which is, again, a very, very good card, especially when you've got your Grand Guardian out and you want to protect its HP. Sorcerer's Shield is a great combo. So we shall use Sorcerer's Shield here and keep an eye on it. Let's use Let's use red for red and keep the blue for the blue. There we go. So Sorcerer's Shield, once it takes 6 damage, again, it will be destroyed. But as of right now, it means they can't get to my Infernal Skull Rider, so he's got more chance to get this match back. So Infernal Skull Rider will now attack Coral Dragon, and I think it only works on... I know it does, but I haven't got any HP to recover. So I will activate Drainage to negate the attack, even though I can't increase my Shrine's HP because it's already at maximum. So I negate that attack, and then the Night Mage can't do anything. So let's see if the Aqueduct can get this back. It's going to be tough, but I'm going to rank up Pots and Panda into Cryogon, which is very, very useful. And then I'll also rank up Coral Dragon into Sensei of the North, because he's got more... Actually, no, there's no point, because he's got less attack points if I'm attacking a dragon. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I've got nothing I can really use here. I could use Sorcerer's Shield, but it's going to be very difficult. Also, I know it's not on this card, but I implemented it on the new ones because it's obviously there was no way to reprint them this quick. But yeah, so this thing here that says Grand Guardian, that's gone now. That's up here, and this now on the new game says 6 shrine damage. So he's technically a rank 6 in damage. So if he attacked this shrine, it would die in 1 hit. That makes sense. So if he's attacking Sorcerer's Shield, it would go down in 1 hit because it's got 6 health. Again, that's not on this version of the cards, but after playtesting and stuff, and then remaking the cards and like balancing them, that's now on them. So I will have to play with that rule. Otherwise, it won't make sense of how to get rid of this, because this used to be 1,000 health, so it'd be 1,000 attack damage. But I found that too hard to calculate with all the different numbers. So yeah, so this does 6 damage. Like, it's technically a rank 6, I guess you could say. So I'm going to play Sorcerer's Shield down just to... Actually, no, I'm not, because there's no point, because I can save it for my Grand Guardian. I think I'm going to just attack with Coral Dragon into Sorcerer's Shield and Cryogon into Sorcerer's Shield, dealing 4 damage to it, giving it 2 health. We need to break that shield so we can get through. That's the most important thing. Okay, we just drew Candy Floss Dragon, so let's rank up the Night Mage into Shinfu the Crimson Thief, and let's play down Candy Floss Dragon. And then we will attempt to attack... we'll have Infernal Skull Rider attack Coral Dragon, which obviously completely overdoes his attack points. That one's gone, which is 2 damage to the shrine because Coral Dragon is a rank 2. And then I can't attack with Candy Floss Dragon because it's too weak. I will end my turn. I'll attack Candy Floss Dragon into the shrine and Shinfu into the shrine, destroying it, which, yeah, this works. Actually, this works. So that's destroyed. Draw a card for the destroyed shrine. And then the whole field is cleared. Technically, this wouldn't be cleared. Resource cards aren't destroyed, but it's going to go at the end of the turn anyway. So I'm going to get rid of it now, so I remember. And now we get to bring down the Grand Guardian from this deck, Hurricane Toad, which is one of my favorite cards. Very, very cool. So yeah, all these cards have attacked now. So that turn ends, and it's on to the Aqueduct's Redemption. Let's see if he can take him out. So Vortex here is a funny one. So this is very much like a word one. So destroy all guardians on the arena. Rank 2 or higher guardians are demoted to the previous rank. So this does not affect Grand Guardians. If a card says like destroy a guardian or choose a guardian, that does not target Grand Guardians. Grand Guardians are only targeted by stuff that says like choose a Grand Guardian, or if it didn't say Grand Guardian on the card effect, it does not target a Grand Guardian. So Vortex does nothing to Grand Guardians. If that makes... I've said Grand Guardian too many times now. So I will activate Vortex, which will destroy Candy Floss Dragon. And it will also destroy Crimson Thief because he's ranked down into the Night Mage now. And then I'm going to equip my Bubble Gloves to Hurricane Toad, giving him 200 more attack points. And that is fantastic. Now, in the new game, but I'm not going to do it for this one because it's not printed on the cards and I've changed their effects. But with the reprints of the cards, these shrines go under the Grand Guardians when they're destroyed, so they act like stat cards. But that's been the re-rules. I'll do that video when it comes to like how to play the game. But just in this playtest, I'm going to keep them as they are here. But yeah, these shrines would normally go under the Grand Guardians, and like their stacked effects would be used with the shrines. But as of right now, I'll play that when I've actually got the cards printed out that says that on them, because it'll just be confusing now if I start like making up stuff that's not on the cards, especially if you're trying to read it. So, but yeah, just let you know that these shrines will like be stacked under the Grand Guardians when they come onto the arena. So that is a future video, but as of right now, we'll carry on as we are. So Hurricane Toad's attack is increased by 200, and his effect is, before you attack, you can draw a card. This card's attack is increased by 300 this turn, or heal 400 damage from this Grand Guardian. So if I draw a Guardian, he gets an increased attack. If I draw a resource card, he gets to heal 400 damage. He's taken no damage yet, so I don't know if I want to draw a resource card, but I would like a Guardian. And it's a free draw, so it gets added to the hand. And it is a Guardian, and you'll show your opponent to make sure they know it's a Guardian. So his attack is increased by 300 points this turn. So with the 200 and 300 from the effect, he has now got 500 more attack, so 1,700, which is a crazy amount. So what I need to do before I attack is I need to get rid of this Sorcerer's Shield, because that's stopping my attack right now, which is quite annoying. So I will play down Springjaw. Again, obviously wants to play Springjaw after Vortex so he didn't get destroyed himself, because that wouldn't be very helpful. And I'll play down my own Sorcerer's Shield, which is a very good thing to have when you've got a Grand Guardian, so it protects it. So I'll have Springjaw attack the Sorcerer's Shield, and then Hurricane Toad will destroy the Sorcerer's Shield. And now that's probably it for the game for Sorcerer's Shield on this side. So I've attacked. Let's see what I can draw. Okay, Draco Blaze. So I can't use these two because they're rank 3, and currently I've only got a rank 1 on the field. So I can't actually do too much here. But I will use Night Mage to attack the Sorcerer's Shield, knocking it down to 5 health. And then Infernal Skull Rider will destroy it with his 6. So, no more Sorcerer's Shields. It's all fair game now. I guess we'll just see who's the strongest Grand Guardian. So, we've got Fortune Draw, which is nice. Let's play that to the arena, drawing 2 more cards. Lovely. Okay, so we're really trying to get most attack points we can now in order to take out Infernal Skull Rider. That's our main goal here. So we've got Froggy Frontline. Aqua Guardians can't be destroyed by battle or card effects this turn. Increase all Aqua Guardians attack by 200. So I think that's probably the best thing I can do. So I'm going to play down the Melodic Perch, who has 280 attack. And I'm going to activate Froggy Frontline. So all these Aqua Guardians, not Grand Guardians, but I remember it doesn't affect Grand Guardian, unless it says it doesn't affect it. So these two here will be buffed by Froggy Frontline, giving them 200 more attack. So he's got 440, 480, and I'm going to draw a card with Hurricane Toad's effect to see, okay, it's a resource card, so nothing happens. So we're going to attack into Infernal Skull Rider with 440, putting him down to 1,760, and then Melodic Perch will attack for 480, putting him down to 1,200, and actually I need to do some maths here. Hang on a second. Okay, I ended up getting a bit of paper to write down their health because I thought I could do it, but I can't manage 2 different maths equations at once. So we've got 2,200 and then 2,500. So as you can see here, we've got the health for the Grand Guardians. So we'll do 440, which would be 1,760. As you can see, that's his health now. And I'm going to attack with 480, which would be 1,200 and I think 80. And then Hurricane Toad will attack, taking out Infernal Skull Rider with his 1,400. So with that, his HP hitting 0, the game is over. That's it. This side won. I know you might think like, oh, he should be on the field for longer, but you got to remember these games before the Grand Guardian come out are only like 30 to 40 minutes. So the Grand Guardians are that last push, and you can like enhance them with resource cards and stuff. But overall, it's just like you've just got to like go all out with it. So I think the system works well. I'm very, very happy with it. Like I don't want to be sat here for like over an hour going back and forth with the Grand Guardians. It should just be like a last push. And if they can win or get it back, amazing. If they can't, then that's just not meant to be that game. But yeah, let me know what you guys thought of this playtest session. Again, if you're watching on Patreon and you've watched the whole unedited version, welcome to give me some feedback on if you even sat through it all. I'm not sure if you did, it's like an hour long, but if you did, amazing. But yeah, that's pretty much how the game plays, and I'm very, very excited to actually get the cards printed out. So instead of having these like flimsy paper ones, which look fine, the printing quality is more than sufficient. But it would just be nice to like hold my own cards and just be able to use them. But yeah, that was a super fun playtest. There's a lot of back and forth there, I feel like. And I feel like the Aqua deck was on a losing streak, and then it kind of came back, and then the Infernal deck kind of came back for a bit, and then overall it was just a very like back and forth match, which is very, very fun. But yeah, let me know what you guys thought of this, and if you enjoyed it, let me know. And any more feedback, obviously that game's not out yet, so feedback is still absolutely like more than welcome. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed the playtest, and it's a win for Hurricane and 1 win for Infernal Skull Rider that's on camera. So someone keep track of that, because I'm sure there'll be more playtests in the future.